Beautiful upper body form. Amazing! Yo! Don't change a thing, just get stronger. Amazing! Hey, it's Dr. Yad, a medical doctor, but also a calisthenics athlete for 14 years. And today we'll be doing some form critiquing, some form checking from you, the viewer. People in our Discord have sent me videos for me to check out, to critique them, to destroy them, take them apart, or just give some tips. If you also want to do that, make sure to click on the Discord invite link in the description below, or maybe somewhere on the screen if I know how to do that. Anyway, let's get started with the very first Defying Gravity. I think this is a full planche. Let's take a look. Okay, that's pretty sick. So that's a full planche. I'm not sure if I should, if there's anything to critique. That looked absolutely amazing. Let's just go through everything step by step. So first off, his entrance, beautiful. This is a great entrance. I mean, look at the hip positioning versus the shoulder positioning. Even in the beginning, he starts off very piked, which is good because you want to keep that level as you lean in. And then all he needs to do is some extension, the legs, boom, straightening it up. So the upper body's already in the right positioning, which is sick. This is really good. One thing I also like, and some of you guys might hate me for this, is he starts out, if you really look properly, the full planche with a slight bend in his arms, right? And I'm actually a huge fan of this. Because what this indicates is that he's actually reducing his lean using his forearms and wrists. He might be doing this consciously, but he also might just be doing this because he watched my video on iron wrist and forearms. He's doing ulnar deviation, right? And when you do ulnar deviation, you reduce the total amount of lean. Now, usually when you do ulnar deviation in a full planche, your arms tend to slightly bend like he's doing here, which is okay, because if you look further, he notices, or at least he starts extending it right. Please be right, please be right. Yeah, right here. See, he starts stretching and he actually holds that. The lean does increase, which is very natural. I think if you can do more than 15 seconds, that won't happen in the first 10 seconds. But there's a slow eccentric, but it's barely noticeable. It's only noticeable if you start at the last frame here and then go to the beginning. But it's really good. What could be improved? But based on this angle, it looks like his hips are slightly too high. But honestly, that's just nitpicking. I like his shoulder positioning. It's a little bit elevated, I think. Can't really see well here, but honestly, again, totally fine. Everyone's anatomy is different. This is overall a great full planche, and I don't have much critique, apart from just doing it more and more. This looks really good. I also like the slight PPT, not complete PPT, so there's a little bit of natural curvature in the lower back. I just like it. It looks aesthetically pleasing. I don't like the super flat back, so this is a great form. Let's move on to the next one by Acidic Smile, and let's have a look. So he hops up and then he does a Victorian, forearm Victorian, pretty good. Pops out and tries to do a full planche. Now let's take a look at the beginning. I'm not gonna comment on the jump, just jump. And let's just stop it around here. So this is very strong. Any type of Victorian training is just strong. So that's really good. I usually look at where is the head or shoulder versus the hip. Now he's wearing a shirt, which always makes you look like you're super piked. Even when I do my flattest Victorian on the Pbars, it will look like I am piking if I have a shirt on. So this move actually looks much better without a shirt. But we can take a little bit look here and we can see that his hips are actually below and his knees are, there's a lot of distance between the bars and the knees versus the hips in the bar. So he is quite literally piked, and you know, that's just the difference between someone being good and someone being amazing, right? Takes time. The only way to improve it is by doing specific work towards it. Lean more backward as you do it. Try to push your hips up, and then your knees will drop down, and you'll have a more beautiful one. Now, if you look at the full planche, I mean, the entrance, you already start seeing here, he's in advanced tuck. His wrists are a little bit collapsed already, and his shoulders are basically retracted. And then he has an anterior pelvic tilt, stretches it out, no ulnar deviation, but also a lot of scapular elevation and retraction. It just makes the position impossible to hold. I don't think you were actually going for a full planche. I think it was just, you know, the hype. You won't injure yourself with this form. Yeah, you won't. You're so internally rotated that your elbow flexors are also like quite protected. But I would just recommend what every coach would probably say at this moment is maybe just do the progressions and build your way up to the full planche. Actually, let's take a look at the comments. Marcelo actually commented on this. He said, straighter arms, higher hips, straighter legs. Yeah, sure. Planche, more hollow body as a cue. Arms look straight. You have very little shoulder flexion. Your body is bananing in, and therefore your torso is accompanying your arm line. Some focus on protraction and the hollow body cue. Blah, blah, blah cue. But you might also have to regress halfway. I think you might have to regress to advanced tuck even. But good critique. Nice. Now let's take a look at Al Pacino. He's saying the form is lacking, that's why I'm here. Lol, any tips on how to activate the core more and how to have better protraction? I wonder what he's gonna do. Since he said protraction, this is probably a planche progression. Oh, full planche. This is beautiful. Oh, dude. I love this shape. Okay, so you could benefit also from what Divine Gravity is doing. A little bit more ulnar deviation. But bro, your shape is beautiful. It's not overly protracted with elevation where you get like the rounded upper back, the kyphosis in the thoracic spine. I don't like that a lot. But this shape I like. At my strongest planche, it kind of looked like this. I think I actually want to grab that. Right, here we have it. This is one of my most beautiful planches in my opinion. Even though I'm doing the same mistake as you, though my feet are a little bit too high. But that neutral scapula position, it's protracted, but it's in a depressed scapula positioning, which turns my back super flat. There's some like natural curvature in the lower back. Here's a different angle. Just a beautiful full planche in my opinion. One of my best. I haven't done many like this, but you are doing the same technique. So this is really good. And I also like that you push yourself back out of it. And then, oh, you do straddle one. Okay, so the straddle here, you're already weakened out. You can see that your scapula is retracted. You didn't have that in your full planche. You don't have that in your full planche. In your this straddle planche, there's a lot of retraction, therefore anterior pelvic tilt, and therefore the overall lean. I think if you look at the full planche lean and you look at your straddle lean, it's not, the full planche is more. It almost looked like your straddle planche is almost, I mean, if you look here versus here, same amount of lean, right? Almost the same amount of lean. Very, very minimal change. And that's what happens if you don't do the proper upper body positioning. But really good, man. I think all you need to do is just do that more. No tips. Just do that more, it'll come. MKeyboy27 performing an advanced tuck. This is just a very hard angle to view it from. There's not much I can say. Slightly. No, I think this is just a good shape based on what I can see. There's not much I can. It's not a great angle. But your handstand, I could actually give some tips. Oh, very nice body positioning. A little bit overbalance. Maybe pike a little bit. Shoulder flexion. You gotta slightly open up your shoulders a little bit more. But your ribcage positioning and hip positioning is beautiful. Here, that's good. See how you like slightly piked? Your shoulders close a little bit when you're doing that. So you need to push out while piking at the same time. Very good. Very good. Let's see, who else? Mahin Abdullah. Let's take a look. What is he doing? He is leaning and doing a bent arm handstand push-up, concentric. Very nice. I thought he was gonna do something else, but yeah, the upper body positioning is quite nice, very strong. You end up being slightly piked, and then you go into a slight opposite arch, which happens to a lot of people. But you start off very strong. If you can maintain that pike position, which you, by the way, you start arching again, and then you fix it again. So I think you already know what you're doing. I don't think you need tips. Just do more of this. Like, don't hyper focus. Just do more of that. Beto, my form is not good, my back bends, but it is frustrating for me that some days I can do 2 to 3 handstand push-up reps, along with my full yacht hold to handstand, and other days I can't even do a single full yacht hold. Any tips? Also, I have bad overhead mobility since I torn my labrum and got arthroscopic surgery, although it happened around 2020. Let's take a look. It's pretty good. Also pretty good. Pretty consistent form. You know, for the arching in the bottom position, all you need to do is keep your legs together and then keep the posterior pelvic tilt and pike a little bit. Even though you'll feel like you're piking a lot, if you watch back, you'll notice you won't be piking a lot, you'll just be straight. As for your problem, for your question of why some days you can't even do a single full yacht hold, what helps for me for handstand push-ups, because I have the same problem where I can have some days 10 to 15 reps, some days I'm like struggling with 2, 3 and everything's just cracking. Start off with doing just tuck yacht holds to handstand, like do like multiple ones in a row. I can actually show it maybe in the background. This is how I warm up for it. I do like this. And then once you've done that for a few times, you actually start noticing you'll be much more consistent with your handstand push-ups. It works as a perfect warm-up. You'll need a little bit more warm-up, but this could be part of your warm-up, and it'll really prime you for some good work. So yeah, for you, focus on piking at the bottom position while maintaining posterior pelvic tilt, and maybe add those to your session. Acidic smile, performing a 2-finger front lever, very protracted with some pike positioning, but I've seen you do the Victorian. I think your front lever form is probably usually better, but just hanging with 2 fingers is gonna make things more difficult. So you're just making your life more difficult. It's a picture. So yeah, more retraction, higher hip positioning, and very nice straight arms. Then we have Jesus Christ. Don't know if images are allowed, but how do I avoid swinging my legs to the side in handstands? What's the issue in here? Is it poor hip mobility? It's not poor hip mobility. The best way to fix this is by going to the wall, having a mirror on the opposite side, or just your camera on selfie mode, your phone, and start just fixing your hip positioning. This is just proprioception problems. You just don't know where your legs are in the air. Your arms are bent. So while you're looking at yourself through the camera or through the mirror, push out more, fix your hip positioning, remember that position, repeat, repeat, repeat. It'll take a few weeks, but you'll have a perfect handstand afterwards. Then we have Dream, performing a one-arm front lever. So there's multiple ways of doing one-arm front levers. He probably has a straight arm, I can't see it, but he's doing the curved one. Whereas I do this type, there's almost no curvature in mine. There's very little, but the hard part about mine is it's very hard to lock out the arms. Because the leverage is just crazy. This is the straightest I can get. They're just two different types of form. Then we have MK Boy 27 again, performing a handstand push-up. Beautiful upper body form. Amazing! Yo! Don't change a thing, just get stronger. Amazing! Alright, then we have Ramses. People are saying that my dip form is bad because of the weird hip movement, but it feels good to me. Let's take a look. This probably feels good because it's probably better for your shoulders, what you're doing here. You're doing more of a tricep type of dip, so your eccentric, the going down, is more of a chest type of dip or delt dip. But then when you go up, you start doing more of a tricep dip, where your upper body is more vertical and the movement relies more on tricep or elbow extension. There's nothing wrong with this. In fact, some people prefer this and will dip much more using your technique. Some people prefer the opposite. People with big chests, for example, will treat it differently. They will treat the concentric like you treat your eccentric. So we can actually look back. They'll treat it like that. So dips can be classified as a horizontal push exercise. But the way you're doing them, it's still a push exercise. It's not a vertical push because it's not an overhead press. Vertical push for me is basically overhead press work. This is more almost like tricep work. It's like a tricep. It's tricep work. Yeah, that's what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, yeah, it's a tricep dip. Nothing wrong with it. So if this is what you're looking for, it's completely fine. Then we have Gamer Arobata. Performing a, dude, this guy looks sick. Very nice front lever positioning, slightly bent arms. You know, scapula positioning is, a little bit rounded, but you're just also very buff. You're a beefy dude, so you're always gonna have a little bit of a rounded upper back. You could retract it a little bit more, but honestly, don't bother. This is great. This is perfect. It's fine. Straight up, just straighten out your arms, and you're done. Well done. And that's it. That was everything. So, if you also want me to check out your form, make sure to join our Discord. Again, it'll be somewhere on the screen or just in the description below, and I will be waiting for you. And yeah, be fast because this could be a temporary thing. If I get too many form check requests, I won't be able to treat them all. So, be fast. Be fast. All right, later. Bye.